Hey, it's time to tune in to Geek Podcast. Everybody, look out. Are you ready to make some crazy money?
This is the best thing ever. So now that we're both dying, I guess we should. This is the Geekism Show. I'm T.
And I'm Corey.
And so we wanted to do a Corey intro for this time because it's been a while, and I was not prepared. So if anyone listens to the show for a while would know, Corey intros are infamous for just being a big shit show.
I don't know, for some reason there, I was just like, man,
you
Crazy Taxi.
You listen, early EV prediction, Crazy Taxi coming back.
The heart knows what the heart wants.
I loved Crazy Taxi.
I know, except for the thing I couldn't get into was the fact when they brought it back, it didn't have all of the original soundtrack. Like, when I fucking start that game up, if I don't hear yeah from the Offspring, like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm taking off. So a brief thing of what today's show is going to be. So we're recording this on Friday of the week instead of the normal Monday and posting Tuesday because things happened. We had to move some stuff, whatever. But we're going to get Corey's going to get some random like news tidbits and stuff out of the way first, and then we're going to go into a few E3 wants predictions from each of us. Also, the official, unofficial Geekism homie, Chris, shout out. So
I'd say he's official.
That'll be.
He just needs to be on the show more.
It's official, unofficial because he's only been here one time.
Yeah.
I think you need 3 appearances at least.
One day we'll work around his work schedule.
So, yeah. So that's going to be what today's about. So now I'm going to send the ball back over to the Crazy Taxi announcement.
Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
So the Nintendo Switch finally came out, Nintendo, and talked about the online service some more.
Oh, I saw. Trust me, I saw.
Coming in 2018, but up until then it'll be free. It says it's $20 a year, which that's pretty dirt cheap. But also, like, the way this thing works is still so fucking weird. Like, why are we plugging into our phones?
I'll tell you right now. One, their whole, like, line of bullshit about, like, no one wants to carry around a headset. Blah, 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 blah. Your whole logic is fucking flawed, considering the fact that the Switch only works via Wi-Fi. So, the majority of the time you're using it to play on the internet, you're probably in, like, a hotel room or, like, on, in your house. Fucking dogs are upset. They know what's up. So, it's ridiculous, first off. And there's no reason you couldn't use normal earbuds, like, for your phone with a microphone in the Switch. Isn't there a 3.5 jack in there? Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Their whole line of bullshit is flawed. And the fact that they have in this app, all it does to me is tell me they don't know how to set up this infrastructure on the fucking system.
And for some reason, they just don't understand online still. Like, they're just like, this isn't a viable thing. Like, this isn't thing that people want.
No. Like, the part of me was hoping, one, I knew this thing was going to get delayed. Like, they haven't talked about it at all. I was like, no way it's happening this year. But 2, part of me was like, well, maybe they're pushing it because they realize that the whole app thing is kind of ridiculous. So they're going to kind of walk that back a little bit. Still have an app, but it'll be like sort of like what the Xbox and PlayStation app is. Like, it just gives you extra functions. But the main stuff would come in like a system update for the Switch itself. I was hoping that. Then, lo and behold, not sure why I was surprised at all, Nintendo. And they were like, nope, still going to be this fucking app. Beep, bop, boop. Put out this little squid dongle.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that fucking thing.
Oh my god.
But looking at it, they're like, oh, online subscribers, you'll have access to library of classic games with added online play, like, part of your subscription. But, like, they're all NES games. Like, if anything, this should be just, like, an entire, like, everything that's ever been on Virtual Console, from, like, Wii U, 3DS, whatever. Like, just put it on there. Give it up.
Well, here's the thing. What I think they're going to do is use this to sort of supplement Virtual Console. So essentially, Virtual Console will be there for the people that don't have this subscription. So you can just buy what games you want. Mm-hmm. But you're still going to pull from that pool if you do have the subscription. So essentially, if you have the subscription, anything in that virtual console you can just get. But if you don't have the subscription, you would just buy them like you did back in the day. That said, I'm literally looking at I'm going to have to see, because I don't see myself playing games online on the Switch a ton anyways. But, like, I do like to play kart online every now and again. I'm sure I'll, dick about with other
like
stuff.
ARMS and Splatoon.
But now I'm like, am I going to want to pay this $20 just to play a few games of Mario Kart a year online? That seems stupid.
I mean...
But then again, on the other hand, $20 is not a lot of money. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't... The whole thing that puts me off is that it's in a fucking app when it should 100... Anyone who tells you, I think the app is better than it being in the system, is a fucking liar.
Yeah.
Or they're so far up Nintendo's fucking ass that they just can't see how this is a dumb idea.
It just seems like a weak attempt again at online play. And like, let's just talk about this fucking headset setup for Splatoon 2, which they had to go the extra mile and put the headset in the game as an in-game item.
Well, I'm fine with that, but two, now again, I don't necessarily understand how audio stuff works, so maybe I'm way off base here, but I feel like if I look at, like, PlayStation and Xbox, a headset, I literally plug it in through the bottom of my controller via a 3.5 jack or whatever, it goes to the headset with the mic, and it works. Like, I can hear and I can talk.
Mm-hmm.
So why the fuck can't I just do that with Switch? Why do I need a separate little box?
Well, you know damn well they're only putting this box out with this game because it is shaped like a squid.
And did you see the overall cord length is like 20 inches? That's not long.
Ugh. Like, looking at the diagram itself is insane.
Now, my whole thing is, if they were like,
sit there with like my phone sitting on like a table or my lap or like awkwardly on the couch.
My whole thing is, okay, if the dongle is just like a thing, like, oh, it's like a, Splatoon thing, whatever, and then they're like, but you can use, because they haven't come out and said, they've only showed this one, right? It's not even them showing it, technically. It got shown by, was it Hori or whoever the fuck?
Yeah, Hori is the manufacturer.
But if they come out and they're like, this is just this thing, you know what I mean? Because there are headsets that use, like, adapters, even for Xbox and PlayStation, you know what I mean? Just because it's different stuff. I don't know how it all works. But if they come out and they're like, this is just an option, you could also just use your standard, like, iPhone, well, not the new one now because it's not 3.5. Well, you know what I mean? But, like, your standard phone headset, earphone thing, plug it right in, you'll be fine. Or any 3.5 headset, like the new, like, Xbox one's a 3.5. Maybe you could throw that in there. I don't know. But if they come out and they're like, that's fine, then it's a little not as bad. But I still think all the stuff should be on the console. And the fact that you're going to have me use an app and then... But that's probably why you need that fucking adapter, right? Because now that I'm thinking about it, because audio is going to have to go from the headset and microphone into your fucking phone, and then this dongle thing sends it from the phone into the game.
Well, think about this. Think about how more excessive this is going to be if you're an iPhone 7 user because you don't have that 3.5 headphone jack anymore. So what you're going to have
I'm going to just do the thing I do on PlayStation, is I don't have a headset for PlayStation, so motherfuckers are not going to hear me talk.
Yeah, well, with this, like, think about the fucking diagram. So you'll have, like, the headphones for the, the chat. So that's going to go into the dongle, and then the dongle's going to go to your Switch. And then the other end that goes to your phone, if you're an iPhone 7 user, is going to have to go into another adapter to go into your phone, or say your phone's low on battery and you need to charge this thing. While you're using, well, you're going to have to buy that other adapter splitter thing that's going to have two cables coming out of your phone. So you're going to have this, like, headset hydra sitting in your lap.
I don't understand anyone who could look at this and be like, yeah, this is a good idea.
Yeah, this is great.
And again, the thing is, it's just classic Nintendo ridiculousness.
I just don't understand why they're just like, just copy. Even if you just copy the way the PlayStation 1 is, just do it exactly. Just do it.
I don't know, whatever. But yeah, it was interesting, I guess, that they came out and said that, which to me tells me they're not going to talk much about it during their E3 presentation thing.
On a positive note, I did watch a video where a Nintendo Switch survived a 1,000-foot fall from a drone.
I saw the headline and I was like, I don't like to watch these videos because they make me angry.
I watched it. I want to think that the reason it survived is because all the weight or the impact was basically into one of the Joy-Cons.
Oh, did it land? Like,
It kind of landed on the side because you can't really predict the way it's going to fall when you just drop it like that. And
yeah, like so if it fell fully straight, like on the screen or on the back, or so, it probably would have been destroyed.
yeah, or maybe who knows? It might have survived, but like that Joy-Con exploded, and then the game system still turned on and worked.
Well, I guess that's all right. I don't like those videos with people like, oh, we bought this thing to destroy it. I'm like, that's dumb.
Well, they were giving one away if you watch the video.
Oh my god, fuck off.
What else do I got here? To no one's surprise, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh my! I literally laughed out loud when I saw this headline.
So I remember seeing all about this during the PlayStation 4 and like E3, show off fucking dick showing contest.
I know people that bought a PS4 at launch.
I remember seeing this and people are like, "Well, Sony won E3 this year. PS4 fucking killed the Xbox One. They got Final Fantasy Remake. This is going to be insane." And yeah, where's that game at? It's nowhere. And now
that game not out before 2022.
No, absolutely. It might get. I'm gonna say the earliest, early 2019.
They said it's didn't in the article. Didn't they say it's about 3 years from now?
Oh, I missed that part. This prediction in this article says see you in 2030.
Like maybe I'm mixing things up just from things I've heard and talked about, but I thought it was about like somewhere around 3 years, which is ridiculous.
Especially since they're going to release it in sections, like episodes almost. And the fact that now it's moved from being worked on by. They were working with CyberConnect 2, like an external studio, but now Square Enix is going to be making the game in-house. So wouldn't you think that they could just like speed that process up?
I don't know.
That game's never coming out.
Well, they can't because they have to begin work on the next Final Fantasy that'll be out in another 15 years.
God. Or now I saw a thing the other day too where like people, like someone from Square Enix was talking about how they want to start remaking like older Final Fantasy games, and it's like you haven't even finished one.
Yeah.
Like sure there's like the HD like 3DS games and like the cell phone
Here's
stuff,
my thing,
but
though.
like this is like a complete overhaul.
Here's my thing. If you're Square and you want to remake all these Final Fantasies, why not license them out to just other small studios and be like, hey, we're remaking this, you handle it.
Well, I think they tried to do that with this studio, and it just did not go anywhere.
I don't know. I just feel like it's... I don't play those games anyway. I don't care. I'm not going to... Like, me, when they announced Final Fantasy VII Remake, was not excited at all. I could not have cared less. But I do find it hilarious that people legitimately believed it was going to be out, like, the next year or whatever. I was like, no.
I didn't buy that for a second. I was
like, the little trailer they showed, not real. Like, not real gameplay or anything at all. And then they come out, this thing's going to be in parts. Square is not above being like, here's part 1, part 2 will be out in fucking a year and a half.
Yeah, like, I was excited when I saw it. I'm like, well, that's cool. I like that game. But I didn't lose my shit or go like, hey, I'm buying a PS4 because of this game, because I fucking knew that it was not coming out anytime soon.
So, yeah, I saw that, laughed heartily, but was not surprised at all.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't even just that. Wasn't it also Kingdom Hearts also?
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3. Where is that shit? Instead, they're Kingdom Hearts 2.56 remix.
I think that the Kingdom Hearts thing also got wrapped up in that Final Fantasy. Like, I think they both were like, yeah, it's about, 3 years off. Like, they're a ways from now.
I think they meant, 300 years off or 30 years off.
This is going to be a Last Guardian scenario.
Yeah,
this game's just going to finally come out, and people are just going to be like, people are going to either say it's way better than it actually is, because they're just going to be so on that teat, or it's going to be like, it's alright, but, it's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have very high expectations for it when it does eventually become playable, just because I know it's going to be a long time, it's going to get changed so much that it's not even going to be the same game anymore.
Yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't care about playing it, so hopefully it works out for the people that want to play it, but I'm not one of them. I don't care.
Let's see. There's leaks all over leading up to E3, and apparently there is some stuff that came out that people have found about a Life is Strange prequel.
I saw that.
And reading some comment sections, people are not too happy with the idea of the prequel. Which
No, I don't know. I played a little bit of the Life is Strange, and I liked it, but for one reason or another, I just haven't got back and ever finished it.
I remember buying that game, getting hyped on it,
But people,
and then I never played
people
it.
said it was super good.
Yeah.
So obviously I'll have to finish it at some point. I'm too busy going back to games to play through games I've already beat 4 times again.
Jesus. What else we got here? I guess it's in the PTR still, right? There's that new Overwatch map on the moon.
Yes, there's a new Overwatch map, the Lunar Colony they put out on the PTR, with also some buffs and nerfs for certain heroes and stuff. So
Yeah, that looks kind of cool. I like the moon gravity stuff that's going on. It feels a little Borderlands-esque with the zero gravity, when you're on the moon. What is that?
yeah, I guess they said there's a couple sections that are kind of out off the beaten path, you know what I mean. You can kind of go and dick about on that have zero gravity.
And whenever this does get pushed out, it's supposed to push the Heroes of the Storm stuff to console players, right? So the Officer
Yes,
Diva, the Oni Genji. So that's pretty
those
cool.
and yeah, so
A lot of changes.
pretty neat.
Don't need to talk about those because you can see all sorts of spreadsheets and charts and graphs and shit about that online.
Yeah.
Man,
So-
other than that, I think that's really all I had.
I mean, the last thing I guess we could say about the news is Wonder Woman is out today.
That is
getting reviewed very favorably. Haven't seen it yet. I will probably try and see it this weekend, but I kind of got a lot of stuff on. I'm not sure if I'm going to get out there.
I'm planning to either see this today at some point or Sunday.
So if I see it also this weekend, then we can talk about it next week.
Man, I'm looking at it.
If not, I guess, and you see it and I don't, you can tell me about it. Just, I guess I'll try to avoid spoilers.
Well, I can't talk about that without spoiling it.
It's asking too much, apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, being reviewed very high, which is good. I mean, that's awesome. Hopefully, I enjoy it when I see it. I'm sure I try to pick the little things, even if the movie itself I don't think is that great. I try and find things that I enjoy in it.
I'm gonna get out my, fucking
super critical
my
hat.
microscope and fucking.
I can't wait for Corey to come back from seeing it and be like, actually, the pants the guys were wearing were not actually around during World War One. So, boom, called you out on that one. Warner Brothers, pull your thumb out.
Just peer down over my glasses that I don't have.
Little glasses deep down on the nose, the bridge of your nose.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. People seem to be digging it. I want to see it. And I have all these people on YouTube and shit that have put up reviews, reaction videos and shit, and I'm like, man, I want to watch these. But at the same time, I can't watch them yet because I haven't seen them.
Are any of them people salty about the female-only showings of the movie that have been going on?
Not that I've seen, but I have seen people that are like that, and I don't understand that.
Yeah, get out of here, you bunch of babies.
I honestly don't even want to spend time talking about it because it's so ridiculous.
We can talk a little bit about this thing I'm looking at right now. Apparently there was a Archie Metroid comic that could have happened 6 years ago.
Yeah, I saw the headline, but I don't think it was Archie Samus goes to Riverdale. I think it was Archie
one of the artists.
That's the imprint. Yeah, it was it would have been published through the people that put out Archie.
Yeah, man, what the hell? That's just one more thing of Metroid not getting any love.
Nah, they're too busy working on some fucking app for your phone so you can play Splatoon online.
Yeah. Hey, you played Super Mario 3? Well, here you go, play it again, but this time online. Kind of.
What does that even look like? Co-op somehow, I guess? Co-op platform?
Or is it just the same thing as the original? One person takes their turn, and then when your turn's over, you watch the other person play?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems dumb.
You get a leaderboard, man, online.
Yeah, that's all it's going to be. It's going to be a leaderboard.
Ugh. All right.
Congratulations. It's online.
So we got some E3 stuff, right?
So now I guess we're into the meat of the show. We should explain a little bit, if we can, sort of how this is going to go down. Because we don't have, at least me, I don't have a huge laundry list of predictions because I didn't want to make it too big because we were kind of not sure if we were going to do it this week. I have three predictions. The way it shook out, one for Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation, I didn't plan that. It's just like these are the three that I kind of honed in on. Had their predictions, and I kind of elaborate a little bit about what I think they might be. Also, I'm assuming you have a couple, and then Chris, again, shout out Chris, has some.
Yeah, he
wrote
in. He hooked me up.
So we can try and stick, because I only have 3. I can probably come up with some more if we want to go more than that, but I think sticking with 3 apiece might be good, because that's 9, and then we can talk about them.
Yeah, that's good.
As we go. So, who do you want to start this? How do you want to start with one of Chris's? Is he not here?
Let me see. Yeah, let me pull this up here.
And hope that it's not one that I wrote.
Okay, well, I'll just go with the first one, because this was kind of one that I had in mind, too. Since, we're supposed to get the Scorpio here soon, and this would probably be a good way to show off the power of it, but Crackdown 3, I think, will get an actual release date, and that's what Chris was saying, too.
Do you want to get specific, or do you just want to be broad release date, or do you want to get like a release window?
I mean, he didn't have an actual date. I would think it would be like almost like a launch kind of thing. Like, here's your PlayStation, or your not PlayStation. Wow, your fucking Scorpio
and Crackdown.
And here's
I never played
Crackdown 3.
Never played a Crackdown.
Oh my god, this would probably be the time to jump on.
So I think they show it. And I think I think they show it, and I think they show it on Scorpio, obviously. Because I think every game they're going to show is going to be like, there's going to be like a little thing in the corner of like the footage or whatever that's like shown on Scorpio, or whatever they're going to fucking call it. Because I think they're going to open the conference with the Scorpio stuff just so they can get the name out of the way. So that way, when they refer to it throughout the rest of the show, they're not going to be like Scorpio, and then at the end be like, no, it's called this. Like, that'd be stupid. I think
that way they can spend this whole press conference like kind of driving that new name into your brain.
You know what I think they do is I think they open the conference with like a movie, so it's not even the guy coming out on stage first. They open it with a movie. You know how they do those fancy like design things with the little pieces coming together to make like the fucking thing.
Yeah,
they're gonna show one of those, and it's gonna be the Scorpio, and it might even say Scorpio, and then like fade out and show the new name, and then it'll come together and show what the actual thing looks like underneath it. Like how Xbox does their shit. And then I think it shows, maybe shows the price there, or maybe they wait a little bit. But I think that's how they open it. And then that way, like I said, they can show in the corner of all this footage, like shown on, Xbox 2 or whatever the fuck they're going to call it.
Yeah, I'd be very interested to see what the shit they call this thing.
Personally, I would like for them just to call it Xbox.
Yeah.
I think you're far enough removed. But the thing why I think they won't do that is because looking at what they have right now, you have Xbox One, Xbox One S. I think this is going to be Xbox One, X or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be another thing.
I would be happy if they just called it the X-Bone.
That'd be fun. But yeah, so Crackdown. I think Crackdown, obviously they have to show it. I would like to think it's going to be out this year, because I think that would really help them. But, I mean, I have no idea.
Yeah, because that's another exclusive they could show off of the small pool of exclusives they have.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I love those games. Cool. They're super fun. Especially when you just squat up and you run around and you're like bench pressing cars and throwing them into the ocean, or gliding around with your wingsuit.
Well, and then this one is, they touted the whole, it's like the cloud computing power or whatever for all that shit.
But I think that cloud stuff is going to come into play with like the normal like Xbox One.
And you think the
Scorpio will be
it's all hardware
based. But that's the same thing. Like, they have to do something to where it can play on both versions of the system.
Well, what if it... Okay, yeah, but what if it's like the Xbox One version? Like, what if they both use the cloud thing, but the normal Xbox One version, and even probably even the Xbox One S version, is like Xbox One version, like 30 FPS, 1080, right? Xbox One S version, 30 FPS, can do the 4K or whatever the fuck the Xbox One S does.
Like the upscaling or whatever.
Yeah, the Scorpio version, true 4K, 60 FPS.
Yeah, I could see some stuff
Because there's
like that.
Now again, I've never played these games, so correct me if I'm wrong here, but there's no like online like versus multiplayer. It's like co-op.
It is co-op from my memory. You could still like shoot each other and shit.
Okay. Well, even then, I think they came out when the whole stuff with Destiny came out. And they're like, will it be 60 on Scorpio? They haven't said, but Microsoft came out and was like, we're not going to... That's all on the developer. We're not going to be like, if it's 30 on the Xbox One, it has to be 30 on here. Like, they're like, no, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess... who knows? It could be either one. But I think that might be a way they tier it. So, technically, it's like the same game. It's just a matter of, frame rate resolution. Like, the stuff that you would expect to be better as you go up in the tiers of consoles is better.
That would make sense. It's kind of like what's going on with the PlayStation Pro.
Yeah, but I think PlayStation has said that they want that parity. So I don't think they will. I don't think PlayStation allows things to be... I mean, again, I could be way wrong. I don't know. But I think that they want things to be like if one's, 30 FPS, they want it to be on both. But who knows? I don't follow that shit close enough.
What's one of your predictions?
So, we're talking about Xbox right now, so I'll do my Xbox one. I said I wanted to focus on Xbox exclusivity type stuff. Now, I don't necessarily mean like exclusive games a la like a Crackdown, but that is one. But what I mean is, I think they get back to what they had a lot of on the 360 days, which is third-party exclusive rights type stuff. You know what I mean? And I think the big one that they show is the new Assassin's Creed coming out. I think they really push that one. And they're like, we're going to have some sort of exclusivity thing with this new Assassin's Creed. And I think that they'll show a few of that. Because I think there's only one way you're going to try to start gaining some ground here. And PlayStation has all the big ones right now. Like, they have exclusive Call of Duty, Destiny, Red Dead, I believe, is over there. Battlefront is over there. Like... all those big shooters for this holiday, so I think Microsoft has to sort of play around that. And I think like Assassin's Creed, they probably do. I think they probably look at like EA and kind of what shit they got coming out, and kind of go that way. And I think that's a smart play. To piggyback on that, this is like it's like a small kind of Xbox One. This one's a little more out there because it's a little more, who knows. But talking about the Scorpio, I think what they do is, because right now, if you look at the pricing, I think you can get a normal Xbox One for...
I think it's like $250.
I think it's like $199. I think it might even be cheaper.
Oh, shit.
Excuse me, because I think you can get an Xbox One S for $250 to $350, depending on like what size hard drive you get, and like if it's bundled or whatever. So I think what they do is, I would not be surprised if they keep the Xbox One at $199, because they want to kind of like, it's there, but I think they want to kind of like not say it, but sort of work on like that, phasing that one out.
Oh, like the old
Xbox One
one?
S, yeah, the Xbox One S is dropped to, it's just a flat like $249 or $299. Like that's just what it's going to be.
Yeah, right now you can get an Xbox One S with a 500 gig hard drive and everyone's favorite game Minecraft for $250.
Yeah, and then I'm seeing like other ones that like that are $299. So I think there's a range, but I think they set like a flat price of like, oh, it's going to be $249 or whatever, or maybe they're only going to sell like the 1 terabyte one or whatever, and it'll be $299. I don't know. But I think they adjust the prices, and then I think they show the Scorpio price. And again, this is way out there, because I wouldn't be super surprised if it's priced higher than this, but I think they come out and they say the Scorpio's $399.
They definitely need to do something to keep the price competitive with the PlayStation Pro.
The thing is, like, I wouldn't, if they come out and they're like, oh, it's $499, I don't think that's crazy, but I think it hurts them. I think they have to eat a big loss on this if they want to sell these fucking things. And I don't see how, I just can't see how you come out and announce it higher priced than the PS4 Pro.
Yeah, especially when you don't have...
Because granted, now, looking at the specs and all the shit you read, it's more powerful, yada yada, but that's great. But that power is only going to go so far when there's all the hot shit to play is on PlayStation, and you can get it for cheaper and still play in your 4K or whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. So I feel like $3.99, but I wouldn't be a huge surprise if it's higher. But I think they restructure the pricing for everything, and I think they show that at $3.99.
That's pretty fair.
That's just what I think.
Seems pretty fair.
So that's my Xbox kind of one. I can start with the PlayStation one.
All right.
Which was, again, now this is a prediction that I don't think is... It's not a super risky one, but it's one that I personally really want to happen, is Bloodborne 2. Now, again, I elaborate a little bit. I don't think it's going to be called just like Bloodborne 2, right? But, and I don't think it's going to be like a direct sequel, so like the NPCs and shit like from the first one, I don't think those same characters are going to be there. And I don't even think it's going to be in the same like city, like area geographically. Mm-hmm. But I think it's going to be called Bloodborne something, and it's going to be like dealing with those same kind of concepts as the first one did. And obviously like the From Software gameplay, yada yada. But it's going to be like somewhere else or something. But I do believe you're going to get a sequel. And I think the sequel is announced, and I think it's coming out in March. Only because that would have been 3 years from...
That game's really been out that long?
It's not super long, but if you look at the timeline, the way they've released, like, you know, Dark Souls 2, 3, Bloodborne, etc., like, there's not a ton of time. Like, look at it. So Dark Souls 3 came out last year, right? Mm-hmm. I believe it was last year, like, holiday, right? Which Bloodborne would have come out March the year before. Or 2 years before. I don't remember. But it's not a huge amount of time in between them. If memory serves. And I think 3 years is enough time. Especially if they already have the framework there from the first one.
Yeah, Dark Souls 3 came out March 24th of 2016. Bloodborne came out March 24th of 2015.
So that's 1 year. Mm-hmm. In between. So I think 3 years for Bloodborne 2 is fine.
If anything, if it's not a Bloodborne 2, I would imagine it's some sort of different game.
Well, that was my thought initially.
Same gameplay style, just like a different setup.
Well, that was my thought initially, right? And there still might be one. There, who knows? I'm going to eat up whatever the fuck From Software is putting out, right? But reason why I think it's a Bloodborne is because, and it's going to be a Sony one, is because they published Bloodborne. Like, I don't see them just letting that exclusive go away. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because Bloodborne's an exclusive to Sony. So I feel like they want to keep capitalizing on that. Like, it was a huge game for them.
I just don't know. Like, how long do you think this style of game can go on for?
As long as people are still playing them and buying them, they do very well.
I know, but it just seems like...
And then you see other game companies now are trying to do what they do. And some have done very well, like Neo. Again, it was similar but different, but they did it very well. But every time I always go back and I'm like, man, like I'm replaying Bloodborne right now, and I'm like, this just plays so much better than all these other games that try to beat this.
Yeah, and then there's that other game that's out or coming out. I think it's called The Surge.
There was the robot one.
Which
I
mean,
really
that
whether it's good or not, I don't know. It didn't
okay.
grab me. It didn't look that good to me. But yeah, I don't know. I want another one.
I'll obviously try this one, but we know that won't last very long.
Listen, you got to get in there, and you gotta stick it out.
Maybe when one of them finally grabs me, but right now, probably not going to happen.
So, all right, what else do you have? Do you have anything PlayStation related?
Yeah. So, Chris's other one was the game Days Gone release date.
That's that zombie one, right?
Yeah.
You can think of a release date.
Yeah.
I see. Listen, that'd be cool. I think that game's still a ways away.
You think?
Personally, I think so. Like, I guess they showed a little bit of footage when they showed it, but I still think I don't think that game's coming out until holiday. Summer or holiday next year, probably. I think. I hope I'm wrong because it would give me another thing to play on PlayStation, and it looks cool. But I don't know. I have a feeling that it's not close.
I think it's getting a lot closer, but they talked about it last year. They showed like that little bit of it, and that was it. So I mean, there's been plenty of time between now and then, and we haven't heard anything. So why not? And if we don't get a release date, like I think we're gonna see more of that game.
Oh, they'll show it in some aspect, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, kind of in the same domain. My other thing is, I think maybe, just maybe, we'll get a Last of Us 2 release date.
Now, listen, you know me. I would want that more than anything, but I don't think so. I think you get... I think that game's not even out next year. I think you get like maybe like another short like cutscene thing or like a trailer like they did the announcement one. So but I don't think more than that. What I do think might happen, and again, this is just an extra hot take prediction coming in right now.
Oh man.
I think you get a release date for Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be coming soon, especially with that. I mean, I know it's not tied to that movie, but like, fuck, man, like
you want to ride that hype.
Yeah, you need that hype. And where is it?
Like,
it looks cool.
Honestly, and I think for Spider-Man, I think you get a release date, and I think it's sooner than people expect. And by sooner, I don't mean like July. I mean like maybe December.
Yeah, that could be like a holiday
probably
game.
Later than that. Yeah, December with the option to be pushed to like February.
I'm hoping this game's good, though, because I haven't really played like a solid Spider-Man game since Ultimate Spider-Man.
I have a belief that it'll be good. Just the pedigree of the people making it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you never know with these
I'm still not entirely sold on all the white bits on the suit. It's kind of gaudy looking to me.
Yeah, it's not my favorite design for the suit, but again, I get why they did it. Because you need to make it look like Spider-Man, but at the same time, you got to relay that it's not that it's not connected to these like the movies and shit.
Yeah,
so
and if it's like any other Spider-Man game too, there'll be unlockable costumes so you can play as like
like the
symbiote suit Spider-Man, what Future Foundation Spider-Man, like Spider-Man 2099
with his weird fucking smiley face man. All right, so that's kind of. Is there any predictions still we need to get to for PlayStation stuff, or what do we have? Because I only have one left that I wrote, and it's a Nintendo one.
The other one for PlayStation that Chris pointed out is maybe, just maybe, we'll see more of that God of War 2 or release date.
I think you get a date for that. I think that one is soon. I would put a stake in the ground. I think God of War comes out.
It won't be a summer game. If anything, that'll be like a holiday. Like by this.
I think God of War comes out this holiday or Q1 next year, no later than that. You have to. I think if you look at this slate, there's some holes in it that could be filled by that.
Yeah,
and you gotta believe that they've been working.
I'm
on
more
this
curious
for
to even see like
time.
What exactly like this game is gonna be like.
But that's one thing. I think you get an extended gameplay thing this year, this E3, and I think you get that release date.
Hopefully.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll play it. I liked all the other God of Wars. I didn't play the one on PSP or whatever the fuck though. I didn't play that.
No, because I mean, who wants to buy a fucking PSP?
But I played all the actual like numbered like 1, 2, 3, and was there a 4?
No, man. Now I gotta look this up.
There wasn't a God of War on PS4 yet though, right?
No,
already.
No.
So the last one I played was PS3. I just remember playing it and being like, "This game is gorgeous."
No, there's no 4. Why did I even have to look that up? It stopped at 3.
So it's 3, right? Because
Yeah.
I remember 3 came out and they're like, "This is the last one ever," and I was like, "Get out of here."
Which like it kind of ended the story a little bit, but like at the same time, you're like, man, Kratos is a fucking asshole.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that comes out. And when did 3 come out?
3 came out
That had to have been
fucking forever ago.
Well, when did PS4 came out?
March 16th,
3 years
2010.
3 came out in 2010?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this game, they've... Now, again, I don't think they jumped right on this after 3.
No.
But you gotta believe that they were... Like, a few years went by. And I think that they've probably been working on this one for at least a couple years. And I think it comes out, like, December... Like, between... I think this is out between October and February.
And really, this...
Which I know is, like, a big chunk, but that's, like, Q4, Q1.
Yeah, and at this point, too, like, with the way it's looking, like, this shit can go on forever. It's just like Kratos kills the godly universe.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I did Norse mythology, now I'm going to go over here to, you know,
We're gonna go to
the Japanese pantheon or whatever.
Yeah, until it's all dead. And he's the last one, and then he has to kill himself.
And then the final God of War game is God of War, God of Gods, or whatever the fuck bullshit you want to use. Shout out Sony, you can use that if you want.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're definitely going to see more of that for sure. And what was I going to say? Man, 2010. They just recently shut down production of the PlayStation 3 in Japan.
I saw that.
Uh,
Which I didn't know that they're even still making.
Yeah, R.I.P. What else you got? So we got Nintendo stuff, right?
My Nintendo one. Maybe a little safe, maybe not, I don't know, because I don't follow Nintendo stuff super close, but I think these rumors of a Pokemon Stars is real.
A what?
Pokemon Stars, which is like a Sun and Moon, but this is like the combo, like deluxe version, whatever. It's like you know, they did what was the one?
Ruby, Sapphire, and Diamond?
Yeah. It's a similar thing.
God,
Like,
I hope
it's a
I
new
got
game.
that right.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's a new game, but it's kind of in that same world of these ones, right? But I think they show that it's coming out on Switch. Now, this does not mean that it's exclusive to Switch, because I don't think that they would do that, at least not right now. I think it comes out on 3DS and Switch. And I think that it's going to be out sooner than people expect. Like, within the next 6 months.
I got that wrong. Ruby and Sapphire do not go with Diamond.
Was it?
It was Emerald.
It wasn't. That's right. Well, that makes sense. I guess they're all gems. Well, no, isn't Ruby and Sapphire's gems?
Yeah. Whatever. Sparkle,
I
sparkle.
can't keep track of all these fucking Pokemon.
No.
There's so many. What I would really... Now, again, this is cool, but what I would really like is for them to be like, we got like an HD version of Pokemon fucking Red and Blue coming out to the Switch. I'd be all over that.
But didn't they already do like a re-release of those?
I don't know, but the only Pokemon I give a fuck about are the original ones.
Well, those are your first. You never forget your first.
Those are the best ones. After then, they started coming out with one that's a set of keys. This one's a fucking lamp. Like, this got ridiculous.
I mean, look at a Porygon, bro. No. That was just opening the door.
That's my Nintendo one. I think you also get a release date for Mario Odyssey. Like November. Yeah,
that's pretty much a given. And I think we're gonna see more like of this Mario Rayman Rabbids game.
I think another one just as off the cuff. I think you get Super Smash Deluxe like you did with Mario Kart 8. I think it's just the Wii U port, but I think they bring in all the extra stuff from like the 3DS version.
You think so?
I think so. I mean, it's such an obvious one. Like, it makes no sense for them not to do that. And you probably add like the fucking Squid Kids or whatever the fuck, or like a dude from ARMS or something in there.
I don't know.
Ribbon Girl and
I don't know. They could do that, but I don't know. But also Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was kind of a surprise.
And it sold incredibly. There's no way. You're leaving money on the table if you don't do that.
And from the sounds of it, this version of Smash Brothers seems to be like picking up some steam with like competitive stuff. Even though motherfuckers are still out there playing Smash Brothers Melee, and they're playing it with controllers that are purposely bad because it allows them to do like specific things.
It's insane.
Yeah, I was reading about that. I don't understand.
I mean, I have a couple other like random things that I think would be cool to see, or that I think might happen. But those are the only 3 that I kind of like really planted a flag in. I
probably should have brought up the thing that Chris mentioned for Microsoft is maybe they'll surprise us with a Halo 6 or something like that.
Well, my thing with it, didn't the dudes already say that Halo 6 won't be there? They'll be there in some respect, but not for Halo 6.
There was also Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
What is that? Oh, that's the new one, right? That got leaked like on a train.
Yeah.
Like some dude has laptop open or some shit, and they were like, "Ooh, snap that
hit
pig.
that pig." And the other one was like Borderlands 3. But that's not necessarily Microsoft.
The thing is, yeah, but Borderlands 3 is interesting because what if they announce it, and I don't think the game itself Xbox exclusive, but I think this goes back to what I was saying. Like, I think they really push it, and they're like, listen, it's Xbox exclusive content in some regard, and it's going to utilize the Scorpio power or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I think I think if Borderlands 3 gets announced, it gets announced via Microsoft. I believe that. I think that'd be a big one for them.
That could be a huge win.
The thing is, at this point, you're looking at what Sony's done, because I think Sony initially took that gamble of, excuse me, because a lot of these exclusive stuff they have is like these marketing deals, like what they have with Destiny, right? Which is like, they have the marketing contract, they get a couple exclusive things here and there, but what it does is it allows people to be like, oh shit, Destiny, I should play on PlayStation, because that's where all this shit is. So I think, but those contracts cost a lot of money. But they've been paying off for Sony because people are like, man, I want to play. Like, they banked on those contracts working out.
Yeah, and it played out
I
really well for them.
Yeah, and I think Microsoft needs to be like, fuck, we need to start spending some cash to get these third-party exclusive contracts like this. Now, again, because you look at these games, though, right? Like, Sony has the one for Red Dead, Destiny, Battlefront, Call of Duty. These games are not exclusive to PlayStation, but they have those deals for a little bit of content and whatever. So I think Microsoft does the same thing. Like, it's not exclusive games necessarily, but you get some content that's only on Xbox, or, you know what I mean, you get like a performance thing that's only on Xbox via the Scorpio, whatever. I think that you got to start doing stuff like that. And I think Assassin's Creed, like I mentioned, a Borderlands, I didn't put that down because I don't follow those games, so I have no idea if there's even like rumors of a third one. I mean, I would imagine they would make one.
I mean, there's just been talk about it for a long time, and then they put that like pre-sequel game out, which was cool, but I never finished it.
So yeah, but I think if they announce a 3, I would be surprised if Microsoft kind of lets that go. You know what I mean? Lets like Sony take that one.
Maybe.
Just because that seems like when I think about Borderlands, right? Again, different game than Destiny, but it is like a co-op, like looter shooter, like to the nth degree, even more than Destiny is, right? Like it's what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of little bits of Destiny were inspired by things in Borderlands, like no doubt.
So my thing is, I don't know, and I think it would just be irresponsible of Microsoft to see that and be like, listen, I think we can do what Sony does with Destiny for co-op games, like getting people in that mindset of like, this is the best place to play these co-op games, right? I think they can do that with Borderlands on Xbox. And I would be bummed to see if they don't nip at that. And now again, maybe it won't happen because who knows what behind the scenes stuff. Like maybe they couldn't reach an agreement or whatever. But I think this is one that could really, you know, I mean, get some buzz for them over there. Which Lord knows they fucking need it now.
They gotta do something.
But yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool, man. I mean, I've always enjoyed those games when I've played them. But I always played them way late. So, like, I could never play it, like, with people. Which I feel like is not the optimal way to play those games.
Playing that game by yourself is okay, but, like, playing it with people is the optimal way to play that game.
So, honestly, if it came out and it was like, it's Xbox, blah, 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 like, I would 100% be on board, like, if we could get the boys in there. Me, you, Chris, somebody else, you know what I mean? Whatever. Like, if the boys were in it, I would be jazzed and I'd be in there.
Are you saying if the boys were back in town?
Sometimes the boys do gotta come back to town. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just crack open a cold one with the boys, romp around some Borderlands.
Boom, there it is. So, alright, so that's cool. So what else you got?
That was really it.
That's it? That's all Chris had? That's all you had?
Those were the bullet points.
Alright. I like it. We got some good ideas out there. I really just want Bloodborne 2 to happen. Because I am playing through that game again right now. Which I looked, and I think Bloodborne might be, outside of like Destiny, Overwatch, like games that I play like all the time. I think Bloodborne is the most I've ever put into like a solely single player game. Because I have 4 saves on there before this newest one that have completed the game. And each one was between like 40 and 60 hours.
Jesus.
So, yeah, played it a lot. I love that game. I hate the fucking woods part, though, every time. Every playthrough, when I get to that part, I'm like, I hate this part. Which I noticed, and I tweeted this, I also noticed that in Dark Souls 3, when I got to like the swamp wood area, hated that area too. I have something against video game forests in these games.
What about the Lost Forest?
In Zelda.
Or the Lost Woods, my bad.
Not a fan.
You don't like getting redirected?
No.
Starting back over at the beginning?
The worst part was when, we're getting way off topic here, but the worst part was when I did the Lost Woods, right? And I got in there, got through it, got the hidden village in there, which I'm blanking on right now.
The Korok village?
Yeah. But you have to, there's like 3 shrines in the Lost Woods, which I didn't know about until after I'd already completed it, so I had to go back. So then I had to go from the village in there, I transported to there, and then walk my way out and try and find the 3 fucking little Koroks that tell you, like, start the little quest to get to each one of the shrines. That was a nightmare, because I was like, I don't know, like, I couldn't even find the 3 separate exits from the fucking village in there.
You just gotta follow the Koroks.
These guys were. That took me a while.
The one that was super annoying was following that guy.
Well, yeah, that was bullshit, because he was like, oh, randomly turned around. Then the worst part was, like, you get to the end, and he's like, help me! And you help him, and then he's like, why are you following me? You gotta do it again.
Yeah, my mistake, too, with that one is I didn't complete the quest. Like, I got all the way there, I saw the temple, I went inside and did it, and I didn't talk to him, and then I didn't complete it, so I had to fucking do it again.
Played yourself on that one.
Ugh.
I also, just a quick back to E3 thing, I think they gotta show something about that Zelda DLC, probably, right?
Yeah, I would imagine so. And if it's not there, they'll just put out, like, a Nintendo Direct or something.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I think that's all I have for E3 for right now. I'm just excited. I like to see all the new shit. But I like to see new shit that is actually realistic. Like, it'll be soon. Don't show me shit that's not out for 2 years. I don't care about that. Square. You fucks. So, yeah, that's this week's episode. Enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
Digest
we'll be back
it.
to talk about that Wonder Woman after we've both seen it.
Yeah. In a few days. This is a short gap in between episodes because this one is going up Friday, today.
Yeah.
You're going to hear this the day we record.
Oh.
That's rare. But yeah, all right. Enjoy yourself. Have a good weekend.
Hey, we'll see you next week. Look out!
Oh, Jesus Christ.